Hello, welcome to Being Reintegrated. This is Tim Wright. So I am working on this book right now, and I'm running into a copyright issue. So here's what happens. Subscribers to Being Reintegrated on Patreon will be able to get a digital of this book. It's Divonne the Divine. So there you have it. Now it's it's a pretty amazing book. So what happened is I gotta drink some coffee. It's an intense story. Mm. So Devone was a philosopher for the Elucoan. Everything that we do is Elucoan related. So Divine, was a Elucoan philosopher. Supposedly, he was a disciple of Fournier. We've already done at Kim Publishing, The Simple Initiate. You can check that book out, that book cover over there. And now we're lucky enough to have Divonne the Divine. I love this book. It's a really, really good book. In the back of it, and actually William Law's material, you see the occult material that they were working with. So I'm really shocked that we have this volume. Now, it just takes somebody to know what they're reading, and you'll be able to see a whole bunch of stuff. Devone literally mentions Cohen topics in his treatise. This is one of the only pieces of writings that we have that is by Devone, Count Devone. So I was able to track it down, and then I translated it, but for some reason it's not meeting copyright to make a physical book. So here we go. Kim Publishing is offering to paid subscribers a PDF as a contribution. Go subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a PDF of Divonne the Divine. And what that contains is a treatise by Devone and The Spirit of Prayer by William Law. There's 3 dialogues in that. So as part of a subscriber of Being Reintegrated, you'll get that PDF. And I'm going to be doing videos on this only for paid subscribers. So I mean, I'd like it to be in physical format, but since I can't get it in physical format due to Amazon copyright law just right now, but I move as fast as I want to because Kim Publishing does what we want to do, and what we want to do is help with 18th century Illuminism. So, go get the PDF if you want to subscribe. That helps. Thank you so much for your patronage and being Patreon members. All current members will get this video and a PDF link, which I'm probably going to give through Mega. So it's not any harm. I mean, I would love to be able to make the physical book. What I may do is just offer this one through Lulu Publishing. I'll go ahead and make the copies myself, and then I'll sell them through Lulu distribution. So there's always a way around. This is what I'm saying. We should never, ever be limited by anybody to do Illuminism. The corporations can't control us. It's so amazing. So, we'll just find a workaround. So if you go to kimpublishing.com, I'll probably get a link up to the Lulu print version, which will be dirt cheap. Pretty much not at cost. I mean, we have to make something off of the book, but it'll be just the equivalent of Amazon. You'll go through Lulu. Unfortunately, Amazon won't release it due to the fact that they have a registered copyright. So Lulu's copyright requirements are a lot less stringent. So we can do that if you want the physical book. But in the meantime, the PDF is available to you, for free as a subscriber to the Patreon. which I'm going to print out myself until I get my copy from Lulu. Unfortunately, yeah, this is just sometimes how the ball bounces, you know. In pool, billiards, I mean, you can pretty much plan, but there's always a factor that comes in that you just can't account for. And if you haven't accounted for it, it comes up. So this is copyright, probably over William Law's heirs have grabbed, you know, copyright to any works that are on there. I mean, we live in a very economically stifling time. And so thank you so much for offering anything you do to any of these publication efforts. It's very appreciated, including views. You know, for a niche market, the views were at 5,000. So, I mean, the channel has gotten momentum. The publishing has gotten momentum. Thank you for all your purchases. We get purchases every day on Amazon. It's not much revenue, to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep making books and keep making videos on the Illuminism. So anyway, that being said, thank you again, Divonne the Divine. So I love this image on the cover. It is by Cell Dividing. I sent a buyout for that image to cellsdividing.com. I just absolutely love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we got that, and then I put a notice, of course, in the book. It says, you know what, I'm not a French person, so if you have any problems with the French marks on it, you know, go ahead and realize that this is an English book and that they're. I use the word superfluous. I've been getting flack because I used that word, which is superfluous, ironically, but you know, whatever. So the other thing is you know, this introduction is something I wrote. So it's very important that you hear this introduction. That way you can contextualize the book. So I'll read it to you. I'll read you the introduction. You don't even have to be a subscriber to hear what Divonne the Divine is about. This volume is a special, or not a special, is special, not merely because it contains the Spirit of Prayer, a work long in the public domain, but because it also includes a significant essay by Count Divonne, an 18th century philosopher of the Eleucoen, a mystical and philosophical tradition. While there is limited information available about Divonne, his prominent position within the Eleucoen and his considerable influence within the mystic circles of his time are undeniable. Some sources suggest he was a disciple of Pierre Fournier, while others claim he authored Le Livre Rouge, the Red Book. I hope I said that right. I don't know. Le Livre Rouge. I'm American, or I'm an English speaker natively, so I apologize. It's called the Red Book, or of Louis Claude de Samaritan. Regardless of the exact details of Divonne's identity, the treatise appended to the Spirit of Prayer is invaluable. It is often attributed either to Count Divonne or to Saint-Martin. While Stanislav de Gaida attributes it to Saint-Martin, Antoine Favre believes it's Divonne's. So my own discovery of this treatise occurred through Favre's study of Kirchberger in Illuminism of the 18th century, which led me to find the text on Google Docs. While the first part of the Spirit of Prayer is available as a PDF online, Divonne's version offers significant differences from the commonly translated edition, including essential footnotes. This volume marks the re-release of the work, now with the addition of Divonne's or possibly Saint-Martin's treatise. Perhaps the most surprising aspect is that Divonne's treatise is the last known work attributed to him, at least as far as scholarship can trace. It was uncovered in The Secrets of Martinez de Pasquale, which included a historical notice on Martinism. This notice, initially titled Nouvelle Notice Historique sur le Martinisme, Martinism, was published pseudonymously by Chevalier de la Rose Croissant, but it is actually it is actually written by René Philippon, the first editor of Martinez de Pasquale's Treatise of Reintegration of Beings. This source hints at the possibility that Divonne may have authored the Red Book and that Saint Martin simply received it. Now, you can get this notice on the history of Martinism up here on Kindle on Amazon. There's a link on the Kindle section on kimpublishing.com if you want to go there and check out the publications. And I'll make a link to Divonne the Divine on Kim Publishing as well. So, the historical notice delves into the influence of the German Masonic organization, the Strict Observance, and its complex interactions with various philosophical and esoteric groups of the time, including the Illuminati, the Bavarian Illuminati, and the CBCS of Willermoos. Ultimately, the work reflects Masonic involvement with the Elocoan, particularly through Lyonnese Masons. This volume that you're getting, represents a valuable addition for modern Illuminists, especially since Divonne heirs have confirmed that his archives and writings were destroyed. Amadou's study in Favo's work, mentioned earlier, provides a crucial contextualization for understanding these texts. Remarkably, Favre noted that Count Divonne was not only the translator of the Spirit of Prayer, but also wrote a French treatise specifically for the work. A text that typically costs 600 euros is now freely available in our digitized world. Divonne, in correspondence with Kirchberger, famously urged him to sell everything he owned and find someone to translate this book, even if he could not read or understand English, because, according to Divonne, the work was essential. In some ways, this sentiment mirrors my own journey, seeking to understand French Illuminism despite my limited knowledge of the language in order to present this work to you. The actual text. Divonne's text begins with the first dialogue from Spirit of Prayer in English. While some introductory chapters are omitted here, this ensures that the reader fully experiences the impact of the commentary, which is Divonne's treatise. Notably, this treatise, which appeared at the end of the book, has been moved to the beginning of this volume to emphasize Divonne's contribution. We hope this arrangement will not cause confusion regarding the importance of both authors, and it is certainly not intended to promote one at the expense of the other. As with all works related to the Koan, understanding them in isolation is impossible. Divonne's references to a deep esotericism of blood can be likened to Saint Martin's commentary and 10 instructions, supplementary teachings and lessons of Lyon, and contextualized through the treatise of reintegration of beings. These connections should be explored as they enhance the depth of the concepts. Of particular importance in Divonne's treatise is the use of the term center. While the full significance of this term can only be appreciated through first-hand exposure to the rite, there is much to unpack in these pages. The language Divonne uses, particularly his references to the composite center and similar terms, forms part of a system known as tedromena in Greek, the things done. These terms are not mere intellectual constructs, but are derived from direct participation in the rituals of the rite. Alongside ta legomena and ta daknoumena, which legomena is the thing said, and daknoumena are the things revealed. These are scholarly representations of ways to distinguish what a ritual or mystery system is doing. They represent experiential knowledge passed down within the mystery schools. To truly understand these terms requires more than intellectual engagement. It necessitates immersion in the practices and teachings from which they arose. The specific revelations of Dromina and the Rite unmistakably position this text within the correct context for those who are able to perceive them. Meaning, Divonne is flashing gang signs at Elukoans in this treatise. Readers familiar with the Kung Fu Kid. Readers familiar with the significance of these terms will understand that discussions of the composite center and related concepts are far from arbitrary. These terms are deeply tied to the Thori manuscript, later referred to as Fond Z by Robert Amadou. In these documents, the concept of the center is prominent. And this is what all blue band material in the Elukoan is built on, including some of the most modern rites of the Elukoan throughout the world. I mean, some people in France don't even use the Thori material. But at the Order des Coens Ressuscités, we do a video presentation of the blue band, and then after your architecture, you will be able to review the video of the ritual, since unless you want to pay exorbitant amounts of money for no reason for us to rent a facility and do the actual ritual, this will give you the understanding that you're looking for. So we perform the rite for you on video. After you pass your degree, you'll see a video enactment of the rite. So that is a novel thing that we do within the order. And as already noted, these ideas are not abstract categories for consideration, but mnemonic references to actual experiences participants undergo within the groups Divonne was associated with. In fact, there is a direct reference in this document that confirms a later commentary by Favre on the lessons of Lyons. These teachings are so closely linked to the doctrines of future groups that trace their origins to Divonne's circle that they cannot be mistaken. These crucial details would form the foundation of the tradition as it was originally taught. A lengthy commentary on this work would detract from its presentation as a document of mystery, so the editor, myself, deliberately refrains from discussing every nuance here. However, more will be revealed in supplementary materials such as videos and future studies, ensuring that curious readers can continue exploring these important ideas. Original pagination is kept intact. Though this might seem clunky, it's essential for scholars to reference editions that keep these details in mind. Often academic material references editions with page numbers that are omitted in careless reproductions in the future. This destroys both the academic effort and the original work, since all scholarly commentary or amplification has been made obsolete. As in a masterful detailed analysis by some of the aforementioned scholars, that kind of treatment is unacceptable and is not something that is omitted lightly. Often these texts of the 18th century didn't have the editing and severely helpful tools that we have at our disposal, and we need to use them. This book is therefore a vital addition to Kim Publishing's series on the missing French Illuminism of the 18th century. Whether by oversight or deliberate neglect, these texts have remained largely untranslated and unseen by the public. It is with great honor that we now present them, contextualized and historically analyzed, for the benefit of those seeking to understand this forgotten tradition. May its pages guide you and help you. And then we have the book, which includes the notice to the reader, a cry of the voice that cries in the desert, a treatise by Divonne the Divine. It's amazing. And then after that, we have the Spirit of Prayer, 3 dialogues. So thank you so much for doing this. We're going to put this up on Lulu and get you a link, but for now, subscribers will have access to a PDF. Just say thank you. And just to work around the Amazon issue, and if you want to print it out, do so. I wouldn't say distribute it, because I'd like to still have it in print format. I mean, they're beautiful books, so we like to have the 6x9 printed glossy covers with these beautiful arts that you'll see again by Cells Dividing, and that will be made available through Lulu. So thanks so much for your patronage, and for being interested in this 18th century monumental publication of Illuminism, Divonne the Divine.